Hello everyone, Andrew Wall here. I just wanted to give you a demo of a really interesting new webcam. The folks over at IPEVO have sent me over the new VZX wireless webcam. So I think without further ado, let's take a look at what this webcam can do. There we go. So I'm in black and white right now, as you can see, but I can change that. It's got a number of different filters available built into the webcam, which I think is in itself pretty interesting to be able to have these different filters, different effects, set different moods and feelings just with the touch of a button. I can also rotate my camera around. I'm just going to show you actually all the little buttons that it has built into it. So let me first of all turn on the light so you can see better. I think that's pretty neat. It's got built-in light, which is really interesting. So you've got your light off and on at the top of the button, your different chroma key settings, and then the ability to rotate the camera, so put you right side up, and then the ability to zoom in and zoom out. So you've got, like I said, pretty powerful features, and then a little bit of contrast. You can brightness, you can darken it or brighten the shot, which is something you can't normally do with all webcams. And then you can pull focus if things aren't focusing automatically for you. Where I think this comes in really handy is, as an accountant, obviously I deal with a lot of these all the time. And particularly, if you look specifically, things like this. So clients give me these all the time, sometimes to the tunes of dozens, if not hundreds of these things. And my team has to destaple, scan, restaple, and put it back in. With this, I can literally do one side of the picture, hit my button to take a picture, and then do the other side without destapling this, right? Which is a pretty nice little time-saving feature. In addition, if you are doing any sort of presentations or anything like that, one thing that's really interesting is that you can connect this via HDMI to a projector or a TV screen to be able to have overhead. So think back to when we were in school and teachers would show us how to use or show us transparencies or things that they would put up on the screen. Now you can do that, and it's just done with a webcam. So they've got a couple of different models. The one I've got that they've sent me over is the wireless version, which is pretty cool because you can actually connect to this with your phone, and they have a visualizer app, which I'll show you in a second, that allows you to take pictures wirelessly with your phone. So you can work as a scanner to your mobile device, and then you can obviously store the documents into SheetBank, HubDoc, whatever app that you're doing. But now you've got a stable overhead shot instead of having to like zoom in and out. Like if you're taking one picture, fine. But if you're doing multiple receipts at a time, you either want to put through a sheet fed scanner like a Fujitsu, or have something like this that can work nicely. So the wireless is a nice little feature. If you don't need the wireless, then you've got the wired for $50 less. You can see the big difference is the base has a big chunk in battery there, so this device can go 100% fully wireless. Now, no plugs at all, but it can also be wired and plugged in via USB, which is what I have it plugged into right now. They've got some entry-level models. Like I said, starts at $99, which is sort of competing with the Logitech space at this point. And so it's 4K ultra high definition USP document camera. that can be used as a webcam, but you're not getting all those buttons that we saw up in here and built into the device. So you'd have to go into the software to tweak settings there. And then they've got another version, which is just a little bit more of a compact model, I guess, more for traveling, which is quite interesting. But let's take a dive into the visualizer software. So it's now recognized the camera automatically. I can take a picture, or I can take a picture with the built-in button. There's a ton of features that you can do with this. Like I say, most interestingly is that this is available on iOS. It's available for regular installation, and it's also available as a Chrome add-in, which means if you need a scanner that works with Chromebooks, this is a great solution for you, because many of the other traditional softwares that you need to physically install can't be installed on a Chromebook. But the Chrome add-in for this visualizing software can be. It does connect to whatever cameras that you've got installed, so you don't necessarily have to use the VZX. That you can play around with some keystoning and stuff like that to, get things sort of de-skewed or not. There is a ton of functionality built into what you can do with this, but I'm not really going to go through the software right now, other than to say I think it's really interesting that it's available in all three places, and that makes it an interesting and very versatile little tool. So I'm really enjoying it so far. From a novelty standpoint, me and my gadgets, I love anything that is new and fun, but also from a functionality standpoint of being able to do this for receipt and document capture, I think is really interesting. I obviously have not had any in-person webinars since COVID struck, but it'll be interesting to see when that comes back. Maybe there's a place for this within that environment as well. If there's something I wanted to share that was a physical document, my fancy camera, I could pass it around and show everyone my camera lens, or I could put it up on screen, right? So I think that it's giving you some options of what you can do for showing off physical devices to a whole crowd of people in an interesting way. Like I said, I'm not having any physical webinars for a while, so we'll see if that's necessary, but pretty interesting nonetheless. And again, I'm thinking, here's one thing, like going through and doing a demo, like, of even a phone, you could do this. I mean, granted, most day and age, you can actually, you can certainly stream your phone screen now with Zoom. It allows you to connect a mobile phone with Zoom. But there's a sort of more traditional, like if you're at a conference and you want to be able to show quickly, hey, this is how I connect, on a certain app that I'm using, and you want to show off that app, you can show your screen right there really quickly and really easily without having to connect your mobile phone to the Wi-Fi and then make sure that it's, airplaying or whatever it is to your screen. You can literally just go, hey, there you go. Here's my screen. Here's my messy screen. So I think it's pretty interesting. I'm going to put out probably a written product review on it, just to say thank you for the folks at IPEVO. I'll be back again with more product reviews. So bye for now, guys.